And there you have it. Welcome to today's stream. It's Monday, October, and it's November 24th. How did I know that? I just looked at the calendar over there. Otherwise, I would not have known. It's getting very close to the end of November and the end of the year. Had an amazing 2025, so hopefully we'll top it for 2026. But I did have a good time. Oh, cat's sharpening his claws over there. Sharp claws, Mo. We need really sharp claws. He's working on it. Boy, he's having claw problems. Mo, you okay? Mo, I'll be right back. Hold on a second. Look at that. You're fucking helpless without me, Mo. What is the issue? That's not good. That's not good. He's an older cat. He's stuck to the scratching post. He'll be fine. He's like 15 years old, which is 172 in people years. So yeah, he's for an old cat, I guess he's doing okay. He's fine, etc. Skibidi toilet. What if today? But isn't there an episode 80 that just dropped today? We're gonna watch. Isn't there episode 80? I saw something on my feed. I would rather watch episode 80 than it's not the same thing, isn't it? Than well, what if? But let's just see if that's right. I'm gonna look at my other camera, my other thing over here, because I thought I saw an announcement. Somebody say something down here. Blah 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 blah. Where is it? Maybe I didn't. Maybe I imagined it. Kind of maybe it's just an announcement of the thing. Skibidi Toilet 81 point. See, there's this SFM. Okay, that is also fan made. Got it. And then there's the release date 80 from One Day Again and huge updates from creator. Okay. So right, so that's the okay, so it's not an official thing. Skibidi Toilet 80 is out already. So but these are kind of what ifs. I don't know if I want to see that. We might watch some other stuff. How you doing, Science? It's good to see you. We're just gonna have a regular old Monday stream today. Yesterday we it was good. I wasn't sure the stream was gonna make it because of the Rocksmith aspect, but as of course it's muted. The VOD is muted on Twitch, but YouTube doesn't care, so you can watch the VOD that shows me playing Rocksmith. I was watching it earlier today. It's from yesterday. And it sounded and looked pretty good. And people, I left a few comments on it. So that Rocksmith, I think I'll do the Rocksmith bass thing more now that I know that at least on YouTube it doesn't erase the VOD. It doesn't limit the VOD. The reason why is because I'm not monetized on YouTube, so they don't care. I guess I could get a copyright violation after the fact. After it's it's not even an issue. But today's stream will be relatively normal. We're going to be flying around for about 45 minutes. Don't know exactly where or what and that kind of thing. I think I know what plane I feel like flying though, just for a really random reason. But we'll talk about it. There'll be the big brain games. Got to play the big brain games every day. It's just me. I'm just kind of, I have OCD about that. And then the musical segment today will be Ken's piano lunch. I'm going to whip out the piano, which is sitting over there against the wall, and I'm going to slam it right down here because this is basically my little performance space right here. And I'll play the piano. It'll probably go until about 1 p.m., a little after 1 p.m. my time. Well, right till 1 p.m. my time. Because then I have a work meeting, so that's my hard exit. Let's get to the gaming system here. So all I know for sure is that yesterday in the plane we flew the Junkers, or I don't know if it's Junkers, F-13, which is a really old plane, a German-made plane. And that's just because I think it got updated. But I really just enjoy flying the T-33 jet trainer, and we'll get into the reason why. Once we get that off the ground, we got to start it. We're going to get it started up. We're going to fly around. Where we're going to fly, haven't made a decision yet. Have not made a decision. Again, I'm always, we have a bunch of cool colors for this. And sometimes they suggest a place to go. Like Greece, Germany, France, Colombia. I don't know what Colombia looks like in the game. I mean, it can't look too horrible. All right, so we'll pick Colombia. I don't think it's that special looking, but we'll pick it anyway. Let's see what it looks like. Not bad. Apparently, this is the T-33 jet trainer is used by a lot of smaller countries to train their homegrown Air Force pilots. All right, so now where exactly is Colombia? Hopefully we can find it. Maybe I can even search for it, right? If we just type Colombia. Will it give us, like... All right. I just want to see if these are actual airports. Columbia City. I think Columbia City is in America. Yeah. But I think they're going to be British Columbia. Maybe some of these will be in Colombia. Like, is this the correct part of the world? No. See, these are all in America. As I suspected. Just various towns in Colombia. Yeah. What is the capital of Colombia? Right? I mean, there must be a capital city. Oops. Capital. What's the capital of Colombia? I know. We're just going to be dicking around for a while. Capital of Colombia is Bogota, of course. Duh. Come on, people. We should know that. So I bet if we went for Bogota, there we go. You need to know a city name. We're going to start at the international airport in Colombia. Why not? It does not look like great weather. Right? Where's this area here? Okay, so apparently this is Bogota. All right, we'll check it out. I don't know if we've flown around here. There's an international airport. What I'm looking for is there a military airport, since we're flying a military plane. All right, we'll just take off from the smaller one. Yeah, you can catch me. Apparently, you can catch me on the VODs no matter what, pretty much. All right, this is not far from Bogota, Colombia. It's just a random location. Because the livery I picked was Bogota. But I like cold starting this plane, and I like taking it off. It's a jet trainer. I haven't flown it too much. It's one of the newer ones that I got. We got 5,005 feet. Perfectly good amount of runway to be running from. I'll have to check the weather, though. Okay, so what I find most interesting about this plane, and it's true of a couple of the older jet planes, the planes that are jets but are based on older jet designs, it doesn't have a fly-by-wire throttle. I mean, it does not have an electronic throttle control system. And for that reason, when you're revving up the plane from idle, if you hit the, we can do this, kind of remove the canopy there. I can remove all the parts, but when you hit the throttle and if you jam the throttle forward, you'll stall the engine. You'll flood the engine with too much gas and stall it. So you have to move to correctly, and this is during your takeoff roll, to correctly get the engine to full speed. You got all these little thingies here, little piton covers and stuff like that. But we could just it automatically remove all that stuff when I go in there. Very good. All right, let's see if I can remember where some of these switches are here. Let's see. There's a master battery, generator on, yeah. Ignition not yet. Let's see. Do we need this stuff down here? Inverter 1 that goes on after the engine started. Let's see. We got power to there. I want to check my fuel. Okay, the Garmin is starting up. Start our Garmin there. Let's see. Gang start we don't need. Yeah, enter. That should start booting up. Okay, inverter not yet. I don't know what that was. Let's see. Right. Okay, so fuel system. It's got an interesting fuel system too, but we're not going to worry about this. We don't need any of that. That's your intercom. We are not going to be air starting. All right, so the throttle, we want to move the throttle up to the start position, which is there, right there. Let's see. That's your Fuel cutoff. We're not going to use that. What's this here? AP trim disc. Obviously not needed. All right, we're getting close to starting. Do we need the... Okay, landing gear. Airflow. It's got a lot of cool little details in the cockpit here. I don't think there's a... one of these has the like power to the system there. Oh yeah, and that's to open the canopy. Can we open the canopy? I think you've got to wait till the engine on to pressurize the hydraulic system. All right, let's see if we can start it yet. All right, so starter goes from normal, and then you put it to run on. And then what we're going to do is we're going to wait for a certain number of RPMs. We want to get to about RPM, about 10% RPM. We're at 3%. Before we turn on the ignition. So where's our RPM meter up here? It's up there. Okay, 9%. You wanted to get it to 12% before we turn the ignition on. 11. Takes a little while to get it to spin up. 12%. All right, ignition on. And now we're going to hear the engine's going to speed up a lot more as it actually starts burning fuel. Let's see. And there it goes. Ignition has been achieved. You can see warmth coming out of the back. All right, so now we can turn, let's see, generator's on, turn that off. Inverter on. Okay, we got too much. Oh, we got too much there. Okay, we got to get to a stable state. There we go. Stabilizer. Still waiting. Okay, there we go. Fully stabilized startup. It's a little bit of a complicated startup sequence. Where are we flying today? This is Bogota, Colombia. Just kind of a random. This is the Bogota, or the Colombian Air Force. The coloration there. I guess that's the color of the Colombian flag. Yellow, blue, and red. But I don't know. But this is a pretty old plane. By the way, now that I'm started up, could I open up the canopy? Right? No? Do I not have my hydraulic system going? Or maybe I did not turn on the hydraulic system. Hold on a second here. Emergency fuel, flares, warning lights. I thought there's another random switch somewhere I gotta find. Maybe not, though. What's that? That's all good. Yeah, I think I'm fine. What is this switch here? Warning test switch. Oh yeah, an inverter 1 is on main. Perfect. Radio command switch. Alright, we should be able to turn the radio on. Oh, maybe not. Yeah, I wonder if my radio is turned off. There's also some weird little complexity here. Let's see, the radio, I thought... Okay, is it over here? That's on. That's all good. Okay, so the reason why you can't open the canopy is because it was locked. So you have to unlock it and then push that button. You just got to remember by memory. We're gonna do things right. It's got a great canopy. It works fine. You just have to remember to unlock it. Okay, so if I was a radio, where would I be? I think I'd be down here. But I'm not that concerned with it. Okay. Intercom audio panel. Right. And all these on. Maybe that will help. Okay, we got fuel. Landing lights. What's over here? Flaps. Okay. I'm just getting used to it again. It's got a little... That's cut off. Alright, well, we're just going to fly around. I mean, I can't seem to pick up the radio, but I don't care. It's either a bug or nobody cares. So we're just gonna fly around. You know, what are they gonna do? But as I mentioned, the most fun thing to do is in this plane is demonstrate that you cannot, that you have to be careful with how you operate the throttle, because it manually controls the engine. Let's see which way we're gonna go. Let's go down to that engine and come and the side. We're gonna come down here and then fly back. So right, so so that's really interesting. I just find, so we're gonna do it. We're gonna flood the engine and see how it doesn't get started correctly. It looks like an interesting day here. I think Bogota is that way, but we'll have to find out. We'll find out it when we're in the air. Flying here. You don't want to go too fast, because you have a canopy up, and there's a hard limit on how fast you can go with your canopy up. But we're doing fine. Looks like I mean, it's cloudy, but it's a pretty enough day. I don't know. Again, if I fly around here and I get all the fun I feel like I can out of it, we'll just do a second mission. But usually, yeah, I mean, it's got some nice mountainous terrain. It's central Bogota, or central Colombia, really, I think. It's one of those situations where the cooler weather is up in the hills. Wow, we're at 8,200 feet. 8,200, I didn't realize we were that high up. But yeah, this is one of those capitals which is super high up in the air. According to that altitude's indication, it says 8,290 feet, which is crazy. But it's good to know because it means we'll have to be taking off faster than we normally would at this high altitude. And the jets will take a little while to get going. But before we even try our first run, I'm going to show you guys what happens if you jam the throttle. It's not good for your engines, by the way, but it's we don't care. I mean, the real world, you shouldn't do this for fun kind of thing, or even to demonstrate that you know what you're doing. All right, come down here, runway 29. We're going to close the canopy. We're going to set flaps. Okay, we're going to set here. Parking brake on. Flaps on. We're going to close that canopy. How do we close canopy? So we have to go here. It's kind of a pain in the ass. All right, close canopy. Full close. Hard close. Okay, then you go full close. Then you close that. Okay, tricky. I like it. All right. So, our flaps are set. We're basically ready to go. We got a little bit of positive trim here. There we go. But what I'm going to demonstrate now is jamming. See, look, there's the throttle over here. This little throttle, that's down here. So I'm just going to jam it forward. You'll see it go like this. That's about as fast as you can go forward, all the way. Is the engine going to start up? Now look at the look what it's doing. It's not going to anywhere. It's not producing anywhere near enough power for takeoff. And you see a bunch of red lights kind of flashing in here. If you look at the instruments, it's because it's trying to reignite, but every time it does, there's too much fuel, and it's causing it to flood. All right, so that's fine. We're gonna bring it down here and let it stabilize again. Stabilize at idle. This time we're gonna do it correctly. We're gonna slowly increase the throttle and allow the RPMs to catch up with it. Then we can get full power out of the engine, and only then. So we're slowly increasing the throttle. We want this to, you want to hear that sound, meaning now we're at a stable position. Okay, that sounds good. Unlike before. So now we can increase it. You want to get it up to about 60% before we release the parking brakes. There we go. Okay, so we release the parking brakes and then give it the rest of the way. And now you see the engine is producing the full power, which we absolutely need to take off. There's no way, there's no chance of taking off with anything but full power. It's just that's the engine, especially up here at altitude. Yeah, we're gonna need like 120 knots to even take off. We're starting to get light there. Looks like we can take off here, just barely. All right, gear up. Here's what it looks like behind us. Looks like there's definitely a rain up ahead. Now we can start decreasing the engine again. So it's these old engines, these older jet planes had an issue where you have to slowly increase the throttle because the RPMs will not catch up. It's equivalent of kind of over revving not really the equivalent of more like flooding a car engine. It's hard to do it in a car engine where it's going at low RPMs and then you floor it and it stalls because of too much gasoline. But and that's true of piston engines, but jet engines you can easily flood with too much. With too much. I'm just flying around checking out this place here. All right, let's get to a cruising speed. Beautiful plane. We definitely have some water in the air. That's these rainbow effects. Let's see. So I think maybe over this ridge is where we're going to find some city action over here. I believe I have been to Bogota before, but it's really, because this looks familiar now. I mean, in game. Okay, so there's like a school down there. Like some kind of buildings over here. We're gonna make a tight right turn. So you can see there's like this boulevard over here, this wide boulevard. And I think this is kind of one of the main drags of Bogota, Colombia. Here is a golf course and like a whole club there, whole country club. Very nice. We're gonna stay nice and low. You can see, yeah, basically it's fairly spread out, but it's in this kind of bowl here. And again, we're over 8,000 feet. It's just crazy to think of people living like that. Denver is pretty high up, but that's nothing compared to Bogota. La Paz is also super high up. And again, it's because it's a hot area of the world, and they wanted to build their city in a place that had a better climate. And in order to get it to a cooler place, they had to build high up in the mountains. So this gets a much better climate than the coastal areas, which are very hot and humid. Cool. There's some road activity here. I can go between these two roads. Yeah, much of the city I think is down on this end too. It looks like there might be some light rail. I want to see what this is over here. The buildings aren't super detailed. They definitely haven't given it the. They haven't given it the. Kind of the handmade touch. So you can see like a lot of these stadiums and things are just satellite mapped imagery. Got a big freeway here, lots of traffic down there. There's a circle there. This has got to be some kind of main building there, government building or something. And this whole area here. This looks like kind of where everything meets right here. Oh yeah, right up against this kind of mountain here. Let's check out these buildings. All right, we're gonna make a sharp left turn here. Coordinated left turn with rudder. But you can see how my terrain map in the upper left is all orange. Those hot colors, because that's indicating the extreme altitude that we're operating at. So this seems to be the tightest cluster of tall buildings. I just want to see if there's anything interesting we can see here. Maybe we'll do stop time. Well, you can see hotels. That building looks like an amphitheater, right? You can get people in there, and they can be shows or something. You can definitely see that building there is an open theater. So that's kind of cool. Those kind of details, always fun to see. And it's built right up on this hill here. But of course, everything is going to be hilly because it's in a mountainous terrain. So that's kind of the center, I believe, of Bogota. But again, it's very spread out. These cities always have an impressive population. You can call it, these main cities in these countries. Like, oh, it's got more people than LA or whatever. Not LA, but Philadelphia. And I like, oh, that's a cool intersection right there. Right here. I like that. It's like a 6-way intersection. I guess they have traffic down there. Oh, and it looks like some other cool buildings. But no, I'm just vibing out. Oh yeah, they have a lot of these circular traffic areas. It definitely, you can tell, it doesn't look like a European city, and certainly doesn't look like an American city. It has that South American feel. And I've never been to South America, but I like to fly around every now and then. Okay, so this basically we're getting on the outskirts here. This is what it looks like from here. It's over there. Got some cool buildings. See like more like living spaces there. Excuse me. Lots of roads, lots of commerce. There's a truck depot, warehouse. I kind of want to check out these mountains over here because it looks like it's clear. It's very colorful roof activity. All right, well, don't say I never took you to Bogota, Colombia. You know, if you're thinking about saying that, some of these places are starting to be kind of like dirt road, you know, not non-paved communities, which are always where. Oh, that looks cool. Hold on a second here. What is going on down here? Like just interesting buildings laid out there. It's like a whole bunch of kind of weirdly laid out buildings. A very planned layout there. Interesting. And that over there, it just seems like that must be a park. There's a lot of parkland over there. And then there's this kind of river up here. And then things get a lot more rural really, really quickly right over this river. I remember this. I've seen this, and it's kind of sneaky. And then you get your farmland, which I don't know what you're going to be growing at 8,000 feet. All right, well, our plane is operating well, but there's something very important, which is we need to know what kind of fuel load we're looking at. And here's why. Let's see. Okay, so we're only using fuel. You can see there's a whole bunch of tanks. There's 7 tanks. There's 3 on the left, 3 on the right, and then the center fuselage tank. We're only using fuel from the fuselage tank. The only way to use the fuel that's in the other tanks is to pump them into the fuselage tank. Now, we have plenty of gasoline, but if we run the fuselage tank dry, we have to air start the engine, and I prefer not to do that. See, it went from 34 to 33 while we're watching. So what you go down here is you choose the tank, like say the wing tanks. Let's see, what would be the first ones? The tip tanks are the ones we do first. So now you see those, both the left and right wing tip tanks are losing fuel because it's being pumped into the center tank. And as we do that, you can see those are big tanks on the side of attached to the side of the engine. When we get to 100 in the fuselage tank, we're just going to turn that off. And basically there, we can turn it off. Just pump here. Good. And now the fuselage tank isn't gaining. It's now slowly going to be draining. But yeah, it's an unusual. Who's somebody's up there? It's unusual. There's planes have a very a wide variety of different fuel systems, and they're complicated because many times there's a bunch of tanks, and you want to be able to balance the tanks. You want to balance fuel. You might be pumping it left to right or front to back to trim the plane by changing its center of gravity. So there's a lot of reasons why you might want manual control over the fuel distribution. But it seems kind of scary that you can run out of fuel in your fuselage tank and still have a lot of fuel. I assume there's like warning buzzers in the real plane. This is just really beautiful terrain. Right, Bogota is back there, kind of that way. It's kind of that way, I think, there. But I just like flying around the area. Wonder what the nearest kind of like low ground is. I think it kind of looks like it starts getting low if we go over this ridge here. I kind of want to head out and see what this is like over here. Okay, there's lots more buildings. We're still nowhere near the kind of the edge of the built up area. I like this little area here, like hills and stuff. That was pretty cool. That's really cool. But over here, I thought I saw, if we go over this ridge, it'll start going downhill. So I wonder how close we are to the water. I mean, no, we're not, but we'll just see when I take. Actually, I'll take a look at the flight planner here. Let's see, where are we? Oh, we're center. Oh yeah, see, that's not the water. That's just a valley that eventually kind of leads to the water. But I kind of want to check it out. It's not that far, really. We're pretty fast. I'll mention we cannot get all the way to the water, but see, so Bogota's on this very high plane. I mean, we're up at like 9,000 feet. But if we head down this ridge down here, this is beautiful. Plus, there's a road going down here. I'm reducing engine power because we're heading way downhill. I don't want to overspeed. But we're not even at the bottom of the floor. We can't even see the floor of this valley. There's lots of stuff built around here, so you have to go way on the other side of that ridge to see Bogota. I mean, so we're already kind of far away, but there's still a lot of little communities, outlying communities. But I think once we get into this valley, there should be even more communities. I don't know. We're gonna find out. I've never been in it. And it looks like there's at least one airport to land at, SKPQ, that can handle a plane this size. Very easy lander. I mean, again, it does have flaps. It even has speed brakes, but we're not going to need them, all right? It has these dive flaps, which we don't need. But yeah, okay, we're almost there. This is really beautiful, undulating terrain, though. And I did leave time of weather and time of day to live, meaning it's not accurate. Okay, we actually got to go over this. We got to go over this little thing here. It's not. That's actually big. You know, we're still at 5,000 feet, but way back up there is Bogota. It's really high up. And again, I think they're basically just trying to find places where the weather is cool and not superhuman and hot. Being that this is a tropical zone. Okay, we're gonna come over this ridge. Oh, look, there's a little road wedge over here. There, it's down there. And now we really start to lose some altitude, so you can see this valley ahead of us. And there's the road heading down the valley. But it goes almost to sea level. And so we're at 6,000 feet. We're going to be dropping down quite dramatically. Let's go through this little canyon area down here. I like flying the canyons. All right, this is what it looks like from here. What is our speed? 345, we're going kind of fast. I don't care. My fans are spinning to get this frame rate. And we're almost out to the floor. Look how steep, how kind of crazy that is. Oh, I'm glad we stayed low, though. We're almost out to the lowest part, right? Zoom in a little bit here. Yeah, where this river is kind of the lowest part. So we're almost there. But it's still not it's not like a completely flat valley. But remember, we were at over 8,000 feet. Now we're already down to 2,000 feet. We're still at the lowest part yet. So this river here represents the kind of the erosional, the creative force. We're about to hit it. There's some rain up there. We're gonna head this way. And now we're at 1,500 feet. So we came down 77,000 feet to get to this river here, which is a very, very curvy one. You can see it's going through big curves there. A lot of oxbow activity. I mean, this one little river carved out this whole valley. It's not a little river, though. All right, we're going to head upriver, and we're going to check out SKPQ, which is another 10 minutes away. It's all 10 minutes away at this speed. We're doing 300 knots. I mean, we're not going slow. But yeah, as I kind of suspected when I said there'd be a lot of activity here, there's no activity here. I mean, by people. Let's see, there is a little airfield, SKQU, up there. So there must be a little town up there. There's got to be a town here with SKPQ. What does it say for this little run up? I click here. More info. Palanquero, okay. What kind of runways you got? What? You're not gonna no information about the runway. Actually, that's probably not the okay. Right, that wasn't the place. Just what is right? German Alano Air Base. Well, it's an air base. 10,000 feet of runway. So it's a very long. Is it going to be long enough? It's more than twice as long as the one we took off from. And it is an air base, so that's appropriate for landing a trainer, jet trainer for the Air Force. So we're going to head up there. We got a ways to go. All right, let's get rid of this. Since it's not going to be. It's going to be easy to stay on target. We just fall in the river. But yeah, sometimes we fly over cities, and sometimes we do the middle of nowhere flights. But I enjoy them. There's little things to see here and there, like little indications of maybe some human activity. That's just water. I don't see too much human activity. Like a bridge, or a road. We're not going to see those, I don't think. That's a pretty plane, though. Okay, we got to check our fuel situation. I want to know... we're going to check the fuselage tank pretty soon, because I already pumped some fuel into it, but we might need more. There's some buildings, yeah, indication of human activity. There's like a road and buildings. Okay. And there's a major road over here. Okay. So yeah, we're definitely heading to a place where a town is, etc. Voila, here's one right here around the bend. Here's a river town. Which way do we want to go, though? Oh, that's cool. That looks really quaint. I love this whole town here. Cool. We want to head up the major. There's two rivers there. We want to go up the bigger one. All right, are we getting close to that? Yeah, SKPQ. Yeah, we are. We're going to fly over it and then come back. Why not? Got plenty of time. Then we're going to do the big brain games, and there's going to be me playing performing in Ken's Piano Lounge. Let's stay nice and low here. But yeah, this river gets really S-shaped coming up here. There's a little island in there. There's more houses on this side over there. Excuse me. I decided I was watching my VODs, and I'm like, I got to stop saying over cheer. By the way, cheers, and say over there instead. That's what I mean. I say over cheer because I watch too much of a show called Storage Wars. It's a long story. And there's a guy on it. He does that, and I don't know. Anyway, I forgot which guy the dude it was. But yeah, there's an air base out here, and it has a nice long runway, according to what I believe. All right, we want to check the. We're going to check our fuselage tank. Okay, 75 gallons, so we're not going to have to pump any more fuel into the fuselage tank. Let's keep doing that. You know what? We're just going to land. I'm not going to fly over the runway. We're going to land on the runway, and then we'll check out. Maybe we'll check out. This is really pretty though. Check this out here. I mean, the terrain is gorge. Let's try not to smash into this hill here. And then there's these mountains over there. What do we fall? We're about 4 miles out. Unfortunately, it looks like points of interest are not working today. I mean, they're not. It's just a bug. So I'm not going to see. I'm not going to see that handy marker. But we're already going to get started for. Starting to configure our lasses for landing here. So that means put your tray in the upright position, tray tables. Make sure your seat belts are fastened securely. We're going to put some flaps down. We're going to slow our asses down here. And at some point, we're actually going to request the landing gear. There it goes. Okay, now we got a point of interest, finally. So there's a city there, Laquanda or whatever. And then we got a air base. I don't know, it's not Laquanda. It's La Dorada. I don't know. All right, so we're avoiding going too slow. We want to avoid going too slow here. This is about the right speed. By the way, this is what it looks like from here. This is about the right speed, airspeed. So there's whatever that is right there. You know, I'm not too worried about this landing because we do have a very long runway to land on. And we do have a nice line up here. So the only thing to worry about at this point is not going under stall speed. Now we've acquired the runway basically. Start reducing engine power. That's what it looks like from here. A little bit of a bounce. Braking. Hopefully we'll get some braking at some point. Is it actually braking? I think there are speed brakes, but basically the brake, you do need, I forget, now I remember, you do need a really long runway with this plane because it's very slow braking. I think there are air brakes. Anyway, flaps are up. Okay, I want to check out this air base here, and it's all the way on the other side, right? So we're gonna make a turn here. Definitely a finicky engine, right? There's nothing down there. I don't see anything hidden in the jungle here. Let's see if there's like buildings down here. It's supposed to be an air base somewhere around here. Yeah, it's got to be this direction here. All right. So meanwhile, while we're down here, we're gonna get some airflow in the canopy by opening up the canopy. Again, I have to do it from here. All right. Open canopy. There we go. Canopy open. It's a great mechanism. It's got this piston that comes up behind the driver there, the pilot. Yeah, it looks like there's at least a few buildings over there, so we'll be able to park and check them out. I'm 99% sure this is the first time I've ever landed here. I mean, it's in the middle of nowhere. I can't imagine why I would. But that's why I like kind of making these flights where I don't have a specific destination. It's more like I have a time constraint. We don't need this up anymore. There's our beautiful T-33 trainer. Tandem trainer, got a front and the back. Yeah, it's not that exciting. Just some buildings. By the way, more cheers. I got my Diet Coke here. We're actually pouring a glass of Diet Coke. Ooh, that gives you a little burp. Give me a little burp. But before we get to the music, we're of course going to do the big brain game, so I'm going to get set up for that shortly. It feels like you're going so slow, and then you get in the cockpit, and you're like, we're going really fast. But these planes are not designed for maneuvering on the ground. See if we can find... Yeah, okay, it's a decent-sized airbase here. For the Colombian Air Force, I imagine. Or whoever, military. I like it. And you get that vibe of the mountain. So we flew down from Bogota, which is 8,000 feet, down to 800 feet. in order to make this airport here, right? But yeah, if we flew up that river far enough, it'd be another 70 miles or 100 miles. We would get to the ocean, but it would take quite a ways. It would take like a half an hour. Let's see if we can park in here. Not smash into too many of these other civilian aircraft here. Get nice and close. Parking brake on. Very good. So shutting off the engine. You generally do it through this little fuel shut off, right? Yeah, that causes it to shut off. And here's stopping down there. Beautiful airplane, handles well. I mean, it's a little ponderous. It's not the most agile plane I've got, but it's got. I mean, it just has everything I do. A lot of things I just really like about it. A lot of realism, and a lot of model systems, but still not super tricky to fly. All right, let's move into the just chatty category for the big brain games. Since it's not it's not flight related. All right, just moving over to here. Get out of here. Main menu. I'm just quitting out of Flight Sim. That was fun, though. I liked it so much. We're going to do it next time, which is probably going to be Thursday. So I'm gonna stream Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So maybe not Wednesday. So I might be working in the office tomorrow and Wednesday. I don't know. We'll see. I might be streaming Wednesday, but never on Tuesdays. All right, it's the big brain games. Okay, I'm quitting the desktop here. Give me a second. It's thinking about it. Okay, launch this browser here. This browser there. Go to the big brain games. Place them on the stream. All right, let's just get started. Because I want to play some piano too. Noisy plate and crumb are my 3 starting words for the Quirtle, which is a lot like the a lot like the the New York Times Wordle, except you're solving 4 at the same time. All right, what do we got here? We got a T and a U. Could this be quiet? Upper left? I think it could be. I mean, we're not going to need that Q anywhere. Okay, this one here. We have piano again. We get a commonly seen word, so it's easy to find. This one's going to be a little hard. All right, all we know is there's a D. So it could be fudge, right? I mean, it could be. It's probably not, but it was. All right, that's game number 1 down. The next game is the Revealed. It's a game in which, from our fine friends at Botanical, in which we get a category, history and society. The correct answer is going to be a 10-letter word, okay? So I don't want to hear anything that's not a 10-letter word if you're going to play this game with me. We have to read this heavily redacted document in order to figure out what the answer is. And I like to do it out loud because then it gives me a vibe. And we can choose some of these things, the redacted items, to be unredacted. But first, we're going to read through it, okay? History Society, 10-letter word. The thing we're looking for is a blank, 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 and blank site located on blank, about blank, blank, north of blank, blank, blank. Though there is no definite evidence as to the blank of blank. It was presumably a blank blank and an expression of the blank and blank of the blank, blank, and blank, who had built, many of whom were blank in the numerous blank close by. It was blank on the blank and possibly used for blank and the blank and working out the blank. Or perhaps the site was dedicated to the blank of the blank, separated from the blank, or was a blank center. Give up? No, I'm just going to guess. Super easy one. Stonehenge. I mean, basically everything that by the time I'd gotten through almost the first sentence, I knew it was Stonehenge. I mean, for one thing, it's a 10-letter word, and there's something. There's no definite evidence as to the. I knew this intended purpose. This is all. Yeah, that seemed like an easy one. Let's see how everyone else did. Yeah, they have really hard ones. So there's Stonehenge. Other players required 4.6, 1.6 hints. 73%, that's a relatively high number. 68% is kind of average, I think. But no, it was pretty easy. I mean, it's just, we could have probably seen a couple results there. But yeah, as soon as I read it, I was just like, Stonehenge, that fits. That's got the right number of letters. We're going to move on. The next thing is the tightrope trivia. Now, yesterday's tightrope trivia quiz, if you were here, it kicked my ass. I didn't complete it. I got 3 wrong. That's not good. But you see, they start easiest on Monday and go to the hardest on Sunday. And today is Monday, so today's theoretically the easier one. Now, it's a timed multiple choice trivia quiz. Timed meaning that how fast you get the answer is a very large part of your score. which is important because otherwise people would just cheat and look everything up and then enter it in, but you don't have time to. If you do that, you're going to get a very poor time score. So if you want a good score, you got to get them fast, meaning you got to know them, which is my favorite part of this game is there's no cheating point. Anyway, as soon as they hit the play button, the timer starts, so we're going to get going. So let's do it. All right, Gaston, ex-boyfriends. Gaston is Beauty and the Beast? But that was not only, that was not, so she's red color, it's grenadine. Okay, you have to know what's a Shirley Temple. It's a good drink though. Humans, the left lung small, the right move towards the liver, right? Heart. Oh, that makes more sense. Damn it. Oof. I should have got that one. That was an easy one. Okay. It was Coco the gorilla. It's just a trivia. I don't get paid. No, author's 91st Field Hospital Wars was not for creating his famous British detective. Yeah, that was Conan Doyle was actually, his South African war. Interesting. Though. One time the Emperor's... that's the China Forbidden City. I mean, that's all you also need to know is Forbidden Cities in China. So again, these are much easier than the hard ones. Tall Boys priced at 99 cents. It's Arizona. Ice-T, yep. Action movies criticized for its blank display of violence. Gratuitous, I would assume. Gonna have to go there. Vocab shouldn't be hard. Well, at least we're going to cross today's tightrope. Let's see. It's part of transferring the... Who's that? It's J. Edgar. Again, you want to get these as fast as you can. So as soon as you kind of know the answer and you see it, I don't even look at the other answers. But sometimes it's a process of elimination, so I got to read the answers. All right, we didn't do great because we missed a question. So, but that's actually not the biggest part of your score. It's the speed. So we did okay. Tightrope Boss. There's Walking Encyclopedia. And of course, the highest ranking is Clever Funambulist. But we'll have to try again next time. All right. I've been enjoying, we're going to do Octurtle to end it. And the big brain games. But in the meantime, I'm adding this new brain game. It's called the Reunion Game. It's a little like a crossword puzzle. It's a little like the 5-word puzzle. You gotta come up with words that match horizontally and vertically in this grid. And you get some clues, like the green letters are in their final position, but white letters are not. They need to be moved off the row and rank, off the column and the row that they're on in order to be in the right place. So let's see. That E could be down somewhere. It has to be either this E here has to be either there or there. Let's see. Well, this one here. It can't be daily, but I think it could be dally, right? It couldn't be daily because this I would have been a different color if it was. And we do have an extra L, right? And it can't be anything else. So I think this has to go there. All right. So by the way, you can't undo your moves, and the object is to solve this in the fewest number of moves. Like my average is 17, and my best is 14. But sometimes it takes me as many 20 moves to solve these, and so it takes me a little while. Let's see what else we hear. We have a word here. It starts with L, and at least has a D in it. It could be lucid. So I'm going to assume that it's lucid. I'm going to take a guess, and this word could end in day. Okay. And that gave me the I and the D from lucid. And I see that the L and the U, or the U and the C I need to make it lucid, are available. So I'm gonna make that assumption at this point. It has to be lucid. Oh, it wasn't lucid. Arg. Wow, what is it? It's not lucid. Lurid. All right. Well, at least we that was a okay. And that was a wasted move. All right. Let's move on though. Let's see. This one is gonna be. It's not holiday because there's an E there. And this one here is going to be, I think this word here has to be tumbled, but I'm going to confirm that by this E should go green, right? And now it's T something M. The B and the U are both available to move there. So I'm 99% sure this tumbled. We'll move those. Of course, I was 99% sure it was lucid when in fact it was lurid. I could have thought that one out a little bit better. And this one here is an M-A ends with an E. It doesn't have an I-N-C. That I-N-C have to be moved out. So it could be mange, M-A-N-G-E. Let's assume it is. Okay, good. Yeah, this G can go there. Right? Anything else that can go in there? Yeah, it's got to be mange. All right, good. All right, we're 11 moves in, and we solved many of the words, but we have some we have to solve. Some we have to solve here. So let's see. This H has to appear in this column today. And the T can't be there. Yeah, I think this word, this vertical word is going to be control. So that means this T is going to go there. The C is going to go there. And this O has to go there. And then this one is going to be, let's see. And these are going to move around. Let's see, what do we got here? It's just heyday and tick. Okay, I see how this is going to work. So this is going to go like heyday, and this is going to go there. Even though we got one move wrong, I messed up with the lurid. We still got 16, which is one below my average of 17. So that's considered a win. Let's keep going. There's a couple of brain games I want to play. We're going to do Octordal, but we're going to skip the classic and go right to the rescue, the hardest one. It's time. It's this issue. I mean, might as well. I'll do the warm up ones later. All right, the rescue. We got the 8 to solve. The rescue's hard because I don't get to use my powerful starting words. They're random ones, and you can see, wow, there's very little coverage, and this is just going to be a monster hard one here. Let's see. We know there's ST, and then there's an R in it there, but it could be storm. It could be. Let's try storm. I mean, we basically have to get super lucky to get these. There you go. Super lucky, as I mentioned. Okay, so the R was incredibly useful. So now we know this one is TRA something L. Because the R has to go there. So it's TRA something L. And let's see. I think trawl. W is the only thing that can go in there. Trawl. Okay, the W wasn't useful, but at least that's an easy word to get. Here we have, let's see, there's, okay, we have ETR, but we know where they are. So it could be, a million things. There's going to be a vowel in there, but it could be a U or a I. So let's see, it could be trite. No, it can't be trite. It could be... Yeah, I don't think you get bright, BRT, no, prite. Yeah, I don't think it's Y. I think it has to be U, which is the case RU2TE. So that could mean, that could be brute. Yeah, let's try brute, BRUTE. Because, yeah, I cut process of elimination. I think that was pretty much the only thing that fit in there. And that's important because it gave us the U for the first time. Boy, all we have is an A in this word. That's great. But now we know there's a U in this word. There's also a T and an R. So let's see. It could be, but no B, right? Could be recut. Can't be rebut, but it could be recut. It could be, but I don't think it is. All right, it was. All right, moving along. Yeah, you got to take some chances sometimes. Let's see if we can see any of these are. These are starting. This one's starting to get easier too, because now we know it's RU something ER. RU has to be, and then blank, and then ER. And that we don't know what it is, but let's see. What could it be? RUNER is not a word. Rugger, no. Rougher, rudder, no. Right? It has to. There's a U, and the U has to be there, and there's no other E. I mean, it starts with an R. Okay, what is this? ER. Rooper. RUDER is not a word. RUFER, not a word. What are the words? That's not a word. No. That's not a word. That's not a word. There's no M in it. It's not rumor. That wouldn't be right here. Right here. It can't be an R. It can't be X. This is interesting. What is this word? I'm sure it'll be obvious once I see it. And it's not another letter I'm missing. Ruder. Ruder. More rude. Jeez. Well, I was overlooking that one for a while. Ruder. It just seems like a weird word. Okay, so there's a D here. Okay, this is important. So it could be. Oh, and the R has to go here, in the middle position. That's good. So it could be ERD. No, it can't. So the E can't be there, but it could be RDE. IRD can't start. Well, hey, yeah, the R has to go there. The D could go somewhere else. Okay, D at the beginning, I there. The R has to go there. We know there's an E at the end, and there's a G available. We're gonna with dirge. All right. I love this game. It really brings out. It really brings out the challenge coming these things. Okay, we know this one. Let's see. We know there's an I and an E now, and just an L. Do we know anything about it else? Not really. Oh, we know it starts in E because the E can only be there. So there's an E, and then there's somewhere an L and an I. But what could be? It could be Elfin. ELFIN. Jeez. All right. Now we got 2 guesses to guess the last one, but that's the one where all we know it has an A. Oh my Lord. But so it has to use these other letters here. It could be happy, okay? HA and then PPY, because we haven't used the H, the P, or the Y. Let's just see. Okay, it wasn't happy. Oof. What could it be? It could be jazzy. JAZZY. I don't see what else it could be given the number of letters that we've eliminated. At least, okay, so we did get the Y from happy, but I kind of knew that. All right, we won it. Yay! All right, that was I like winning the rescue because it's hard. Try it yourself if you don't believe me. I think I get maybe 60%. I've been doing better, maybe 70%, but I don't win them all. They're hard. Oof, that was good. All right, give me a few minutes to bring my piano in. I'm going to bring my piano in. We're going to switch to the piano, blah, 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 piano lounge. Give me a second. Alrighty. Let's get this in position here. That's about right. Okay, you can hear me. You can see me. I'm broadcasting. We're in the music category because we're going to be playing Ken's Piano Lounge today. What's Ken's Piano Lounge, you might ask? Nobody ever asked that. But the answer is it's actually this piece of paper. It's got a list of lounge act songs on it that I play. Sometimes I never play this opening song, which is Peaches. I'm moving to the country. Just a second here. I'm moving to the country, gonna eat a lot of peaches. Moving to the country, gonna eat me a lot of peaches. I'm moving to the country, gonna eat a lot of peaches. Moving to the country, gonna eat me a lot of peaches. Peaches come from a can, they were put there by a man in a factory downtown. If I had my little way, I'd eat peaches every day. Sun-soaking bulges in the shade. Moving to the country, gonna eat a lot of peaches. Moving to the country, gonna eat me a lot of peaches. Moving to the country, gonna eat a lot of peaches. Moving to the country, gonna eat me a lot of peaches. I took a nap where the roots all twist. I squished a rotten peach in my fist, and I dreamed about you, woman. I poked my finger down inside to make a little room for an ant to hide. Well, nature's candy in my hand, or can or pie. Millions of peaches, peaches for me. Millions of peaches, peaches for me. Free millions of peaches, peaches for me. Millions of peaches, peaches for free. Peaches. But I like the song anyway. Okay, now we'll get to the regular song list. Visit. Do you have a cat visit? He's been wanting it on the streams recently. He's off. Anyway, welcome to Ken's Piano Lounge. Set yourself right down. I gotta fix my camera. I got my Diet Coke here. I'm chowing away on, well, drinking. I'm gonna play a few of my favorite songs here, like "Breaking Us in Two" by Joe Jackson. me see if there's a regular order. I hope you're enjoying Ken's Piano Lounge. We're going to go right into the heart of a lounge material with the next song, which is called Girl from Ipanema. like to do these Todd Rundgren songs. This is called Just One Victory. And there's two other songs I like to do.
Billy Joel for you there. Next song is from Bill Withers. Just the way you are. Just the two of us. I do just the way you are, and then just the two of us. You see the connection there? Close. I don't know if I'll be able to do this one. Let's try it. Alrighty, that's Peg Steely Dan. Next song is by Paul Williams for the Carpenters. It's called Only Just Begun. Some show tunes here. What do we got here? Can You Read My Mind? I love this tune. From Superman the movie, 1978. By John Williams, by the way. Alrighty. Yeah, I'll play them a few times here. What's the next time? Let's do Secret Agent Man. I'm going to sing it too. Hope I can have Diet Coke here to sing Secret Agent Man. There's a man who leads a life of danger. With everyone he meets, he stays a stranger. With every move he makes, well, another chance he takes. odds on he won't live to see tomorrow. Beware of pretty faces you may find. A pretty face can hide an evil mind. Oh, be careful what you say. Don't give yourself away. Odds on you won't live to see tomorrow. Secret agent man, secret agent man. Well, they've given you a number and they've taken away your name. Sunning in the Riviera one day, bleeding in a Bombay alley next day. Oh, don't let the wrong word slip when kissing persuasive lips. Odds on you won't live to see tomorrow. Secret agent man, secret agent man. Well, they've given you a number and they've taken away your name. Look at it, it's an agent man, secret agent man. This mysterious life you choose is a deadly game. Given you a number and they've taken away your name. Look at it, it's a agent man, secret agent man. This mysterious life you choose is a deadly game.
I don't know. I have fun anyway. I'm not sure the best singer. It's a fun song. I want to remind people after in December, any of the musical acts will not be the Ken's Lounge. There'll be me playing from the Christmas Fake Book. It'll be Christmas Lounge starting December, whenever the first musical or piano stream is in December. But we do this one too.
Top of the world. This is Up, Up, and Away. Okay, one more song. I think we're going to call it for Ken's Piano Lounge for today, but maybe there'll be lots more streams. This one's Up Where We Belong from Officer and Gentleman. It's a duet featuring Joe Cocker and Jennifer Warnes. Actually, we've got to do walk my baby back home because there it goes. Ken's Piano Lounge. Another Ken's Piano Lounge in the can. I liked it. I had a good time. It's such a good time. I'm going to do the whole thing next time, which I'm not sure if it's going to be Wednesday or Thursday. I'll definitely be doing 2 more streams this week, but since I'm off Thursday anyway, and I'm not doing anything, I'm going to be streaming on Thursday. Yeah, Thanksgiving, Turkey Day, streaming. Why not? Because I want to. And hold on. Yeah, turn off the reverb. It's pretty annoying. I like to keep it off on this. I'm actually singing. It's very helpful for the singing part, but for the talking, it's pretty annoying. Yeah, it's such a good time. Yeah, we'll do the whole thing again. Still got some Diet Coke left, but it's out. Hey, I don't know if you might have come late, but you might have missed the 007 what's it called again? Secret Agent Man performance. It was all right. It was in there in the range. But good to see you. Thanks for saying hi. Again, we'll be streaming on the regulars at the normal time for the foreseeable future. Hold on a second. Well, I got to take this off. That's nice. But yep, again, if I missed you, you better be here. You go to smash. You don't want me to have to do some smashing around. So, oh, you're right. I gotta go though. I'd have to get back to work. It's kind of a break in my work day, but I'm gonna get back to it. I got my work computer right here, working from home, but still need to put everything away so I can transition back to my software engineer job for a couple more hours at least. Tomorrow I'm going to the office so I can catch up on anything I didn't get done today. Anyway, I'm so glad we had this time together just to have a laugh or sing a song. Seems we just get started, and before you know it, comes the time we have to say so long. Carol Brant. All right.